What you guys got another video on KB5077181 update disaster. Windows 11 users are reporting major problems with this update. Now, we talked about this update a few weeks ago and whether you should update your system to it. Now, it turns out that these updates are actually still causing lots of problems, and we're going to go through it in this video. But if you are one of these people that are receiving issues with this update, then you can always uninstall it like I'm showing you on the screen right now. Now, at the beginning of the release of this update, there was no known issues. Microsoft announced that there was no known issues with this update, but after doing a bit of digging around, it turns out that a growing amount of people are starting to receive major problems with this particular update. And that's what we'll talk about in this video, on how widespread this issue is and whether there's a fix for it and what you should do. I personally feel that if you are receiving any of the issues that we're going to be talking about in this video, then you should probably uninstall that update and pause updates for a while until Microsoft pull their finger out and actually bring a fix for it. Because at the end of the day, if it's impacting your workflow, then you need to pause the update and remove it from the system, as I'm showing you here on the screen. So one of the problems that you're going to receive with this update was installation failures. And I've had this one myself on a virtual machine where I was updating, and this update started to come down. It downloaded and installed. I rebooted the PC and automatically it just removed it and it started to download again. And we just went into some sort of boot loop with this issue where we was constantly having issues trying to install this particular update. So basically, the problem with this update began with an installation process itself, and many users reported that the KB5077181 fails to complete, resulting in errors on the screen, which I never got the errors. I just got the reboot where it restarted. But some people are saying they got error codes after installing the update. It gave them an error, and there's quite a lot of posts on Microsoft's forums and Microsoft's sites like this, where they're talking about error codes after installing the update. Now, WindowsCentral.com went on to say that out of all these error codes that were reported on Microsoft's forums, only this error code you see on the screen right now had an accepted answer on it, whilst all the original people that posted issues about their installation of this update never got an answer or respond from Microsoft, which is pretty bad, really. But apparently some of the solutions to this problem was to disable the Windows sandbox, also Hyper-V, temporarily disabling the third-party antivirus software, and using DISM command to restore the system health. Now, all of this should not be happening after you're installing a Windows update. This is absolutely unacceptable from Microsoft, and they need to up their game if they're going to win people around. They released this update to try and fix other problems, but of course what this update has done now, we noticed, is it's caused more problems for people. Another person reported that some update files are missing or having problems. We'll try and download the update later again. Now, I actually received that error code myself, and that's what happened when the system just restarted and it started to download the update again. Now, one of the most frustrating things for people when it comes to updating Windows was the fact that the only reliable solution to this problem, where you're getting error codes, was to actually perform a repair install of Windows 11 using either the Windows Update Recovery option through the Settings app, which is built into Windows. Now, that in itself is an absolute joke, because you shouldn't be getting massive error codes like that where you're having to repair the operating system because Microsoft have released a botched update. Another problem that was posted on their site was network connectivity problems. Some users have been reporting that the KB5077181 disrupts network connectivity. After a reboot, that person went on to say that after restarting the PC, it come up with a DHCP error, which is not good. It connected, but there was no internet, so they couldn't connect to the internet. And they tried resetting the adapters, rebooting, etc. Then used the troubleshooting tool, and there was no internet whatsoever. Nothing worked. So obviously that person is having to probably have to do a repair install, which is also not acceptable. Now, how widespread is this problem? No one knows because Microsoft haven't posted any information about it, but this has all been posted on forums that Microsoft seem to not respond to. Also, there was a Bluetooth failure. People were reporting that they had Bluetooth failure after updating. They cannot use their mouse or AirPods or anything like that that had Bluetooth related to it because it weren't working anymore. They also went on to saying that the person noted there was no yellow warnings appearing in Device Manager. The driver was installed, but it just wasn't working properly. So he tried to reinstall the driver, but that didn't work. And then he went on and found a solution, which is basically doing a full power reset of the system, shutting down the PC, unplugging it for 10 minutes and holding the power button for 30 seconds and then rebooting, which restored their Bluetooth connectivity and their Wi-Fi. So there's another real big issue right there for some people. Some people haven't got the common sense to actually fix problems. They just want to use the computer and they're not expecting these problems to be broken after doing a Windows update. Not everyone is tech savvy like this person that actually worked it out for himself. They would probably end up having to do a clean install of Windows. There was also reports of audio glitches as well, and the system hangs. Again, several users with gaming laptops reported audio malfunctions and system freezes after installing the February 2026 security update. So the problems seem to be still happening. People were complaining of a strange popping sound coming from the computer after doing the update, which was also freezing up the system as well at signing. And the only way to fix this was doing a full SSD wipe of the system and reinstalling. I mean, it just begs belief on what Microsoft are doing if they're causing major system problems like this, where people are having to do a fresh install of Windows to fix problems that they've caused. This is really bad. And there was other problems reported as well. The long-standing S3 sleep issue that has also risen its head again, causing system freezes. Also, black screen of death as well, resuming after sleep, has seemed to come back after updating with KB5077181. So it seems the long-standing S3 sleep issue that was causing system freezes and black screens were fixed by Microsoft, but after updating it with this update has now broken it again, which is unbelievable. It really is. And there's been some other issues too. And there's been a few other little issues with HDMI and things like that as well. So Microsoft need to really sort of try to stop rolling out updates that are going to break a lot of people's systems. So how widespread is this problem? Well, according to WindowsCentral.com, while the number of reports remain relatively small compared to the overall Windows 11 base, the range of severity issues are linked to KB5077181 and show that users are still being negatively affected by this update. And of course, most users will probably install this update and have no problems at all. Why it's affecting certain computers only and how widespread it is, it's just not documented by Microsoft. They are not putting these issues on the known issues website. They're just saying there's no known issues with this update on their website, and yet there is issues, but they're just not publicizing them. So are they burying the problems and hoping that people won't think there's an issue with the update and not mention it? And surely they realize that reputable websites like Windows Central, Windows Latest, and Notebook Check, and places like this will get hold of this sort of information and publicize it. And then, of course, then you get YouTubers creating content on it to bring awareness to people. And of course, this information gets right out there and spread really wide afield. And I'm going to leave some articles in the video description. This is notebookchecks.com website where they talk about some of the issues that were happening with this update. And you can also relate to it by reading some of this information as well. There was some major problems with this update. I didn't think it was that bad. But of course, again, with Microsoft not publicizing this information on their websites, it goes to show you that obviously it's bigger a problem than what we actually thought. And Windows Central also made a major article on this about the error codes and stuff like that. I'll also leave a link for this in the video description, because this is where I've got the information from, Windows Central and also notebookcheck.com as well. So thank you to those guys for keeping everyone updated, so I can then share that information with you guys. Because there is no information on Microsoft's websites, I got it from this source right here, and I will leave links for those in the video description. But they go into great detail as well about some of these errors, and even put the people there that have reported it with links to the places where they've reported it, so you can verify it yourself and read up on what they actually reported on those websites. Now, there's also been a February 24, 2026 update KB5077181 that has been released from Microsoft again, and this gives a couple of extra added features. If you want to pause your updates, then you know where to do that inside the Windows Update panel, and pause it for a few weeks until you find out whether this update is going to cause any issues, because the less issues you have, the better it is for you. Now, have created a new Discord server. I'll leave a link for that in the video description if you're interested in joining. It's still work in progress because I deleted the old one. I was trying to create a new community using, say, TeamSpeak 6, but unfortunately there's only 32 slots on there, and it's not that great, to be honest with you. And I tried a bunch of other ones, but this come out to be still the best chat program on the market today. And yes, I'm going to have to rebuild it again, because obviously I've deleted these Discord servers, but I don't get emotionally attached to things like this. So again, if people want to come back, they will. If they don't, so be it. It's no big deal. But it's there. The link will be in the video description if you fancy popping over there and joining the community. It is still work in progress, but hopefully I can get this done by the weekend and it'll be finished. Anyway, with that said, I think that's going to be about it. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support. There is a place for you over there as well if you want to join. So I shall catch you in the very next video, or I'll see you on the Discord server. Bye for now.